sister, are you gonna help me film this video? And we're gonna show them the magic stuff that makes the baby goat so healthy. Don't take my earring. Ooh, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead, you sweet thing. Are you jumping around? Oh my goodness, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, y'all. We want you here on the channel. This is a really good video today because it's informational for you and your farm, for your future homestead, wherever you are in this process. If you think you're gonna have goats, or even if you already have goats and you haven't tried this is a recipe you need to write down. So right now I am hand feeding or giving bottles to 6 babies right now. So if you followed my journey in the past couple of weeks, you know we had 9 baby goats on Christmas and 4 are back up with their mamas. I was then bottle feeding 5, and this nugget has shown up. And she's a miracle baby. So I am literally bottle feeding the first 5, 3 bottles a day right now, and because they're being introduced to feed and hay. So I've been able to pull back just a little bit, but they're getting big bottles. This little nugget, however, she's so tiny, but she's so mighty. She's getting 4 bottles a day. Now, right back here, I have 1 bag of formula that you can buy at the store. Tractor Supply, Rural King, your co-op, whatever. There's several different ones. This is the one that I have used in the past. It worked pretty well. But let me tell you what I have switched to that I think is better. Okay, sister. All right, behave, okay? You need to behave. Can you behave? You can behave. You can do it. You can do it. So as you start to bottle feed babies, and it can be for different reasons. Some folks choose to do it right off the bat because it makes the babies so friendly and so bonded to you, especially if you think you're going to be milking that doeling, hopefully in the future. Much easier to handle. You become mom, and they bond really hard to each other, and they bond really hard to you. So know that happens, okay? You can't get out of that one. It's just like having your own. But there are scenarios that happen that you didn't plan to bottle feed babies, and you end up doing it anyway. Mom rejects the baby, mom doesn't produce enough milk, something's wrong with mom, maybe mom passes. We can come up with a lot of scenarios, and I have had some of these recently, so therefore I am now bottle feeding 6 babies. You can do it, I promise, you can do it. So I started out, like I said before, using the Unimilk. This is what I did over a year ago with some triplets, and you know, they've done great. They did fine, okay? I didn't have a whole lot of problems with this. Now, I did notice in comparison, looking back, there were times I got a little concerned about, are we getting a little bit of diarrhea? What's going on here? So I added probiotics. For that batch, for that little set of triplets, it worked, but it doesn't always work really well for a lot of people. So here's what I've switched to now. Okay, so write this down. This is an excellent recipe for you to know in the future, for you to use anytime you have baby goats and you have to suddenly, start bottle feeding. The first rule, however, regardless if you choose to do so, the best case scenario in that is that you do your best to get mom's colostrum to the baby the first 24 hours. If she is alive and she is producing anything at all, and you may not think she's producing enough or a lot, actually it's just enough for those babies in the first 24 hours. It's sticky, it's very thick. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like really heavy sweetened condensed milk, that heavy colostrum. Get that rich, it's the liquid gold for the babies. If you can get that, you must try your best. We were able to do that here, so I wanted to make sure first things first on that. Now, to make sure the baby in the first 24 to 48 hours is getting the appropriate amount, and maybe you're not sure it's suckling really good, I use these little tiny syringes. They're the 3 milliliters. They're like 19 cents or something, okay? They're not expensive, so you're not put out a lot. You really should have a couple of these on hand. You should have them on your homestead regardless, because a lot of different animals, you know, and things you could use this for. So definitely have those. This is what I've used when I was giving the babies the colostrum the first 24 hours. That way I knew exactly how much they were getting. There wasn't the pressure of the mess as far as, you know, them trying to learn to take the bottle. Go this route. Then switch to trying the bottle, okay? Just want to throw that tip in there. So here's your basic recipe, folks. You need 1 gallon of whole milk. Your rich vitamin D whole milk. 1 gallon. You will then need 1 can of your evaporated milk. Yes, I'm using the whole. I know there's different types. You skim, this, that. But if you can get the whole, it makes more sense. That's what I've been using. So 1 can to 1 whole gallon of whole milk there. And then you're going to come in with 1/4 of a cup of buttermilk. So you have your rich fats, you have all of the vitamins, and you're getting your rich probiotics, all of these things in one lump sum. And again, you're going to mix all of this together for your formula. Now, I haven't exactly done the math on this yet, but I'm pretty doggone sure my homemade recipe is at least 1/3 cheaper, maybe, than what you're looking at here. This bag right here was $19.99, and that's a pretty good deal around here. You can get it at several different locations, and they kind of range in price. So the Unimilk, this was $19.99. Folks, I'm going through a bag, or in early stages of giving bottles, I was going through a whole bag every other day. So I said, something's got to switch. So that is why I started introducing this. I got this recipe from several really awesome goat ladies. Now, some of them just used the whole milk, but some of them said, no, add this and this, it's even better. So I went the whole 9 yards, and I'm telling you, I'll never go back. No offense, Unimilk, you lost me. So let me tell you how I did it and why. I started noticing that my smallest male goat, Adam, the one that was very sensitive to begin with, he was doing really well, but then he started having a little bit of scours while the others were doing pretty good. So I can't throw the baby out, you know, the whole baby out with the bath there. You know, I can't totally say this is bad stuff, but I do have to tell you that he was starting to not do so good. So what I did is I immediately switched. To make that transition, I was continuing to use this, but I went down to a half portion. And then I made my formula and gave it, so it was like half and half. Half this, half the new batch. So that way it wasn't shocking the systems. And within 1 day, no more diarrhea. In fact, it was a complete reverse. Once I finally was able to make the full transition and go to the new recipe, the homemade recipe, we were seeing normal goat poops. Little tiny droplings, but completely healthy, completely solid, and they are maintaining weight, they are growing, they are active, they are jumping, they are playing, they're doing all the things that they are, you know, that they should be doing. And I have to tell you, I really think this homemade formula made all the difference.
Who's gonna eat? Who's first? Who's first?